Right, I think I'm...
This is what goes through Din's head when it's stove in time.
Imagine that. You're about to be stoved to death. That's someone's going to You monster!
This reminds me of like a wilderness in a RuneScape.
I'm just imagining that kid that you intimidated just sitting on top of his bed. Doom! Doom's coming.
Doom.
That kid's going to get us into trouble.
These guys.
Without doubt.
Also, I'm looking forward to the upcoming fight that I'm just going to sleep through up in my room.
Yeah.
Gimli, down.
Fight? What fight?
I know it's tough, mate. For you as well, Smith.
Yeah, I know. Stop petting him when he does it.
It's tough.
If you do that, he's just going to come up and lick your face.
Nah, he'll settle down in a minute. Give him some time. Gimli. All right, we ready to jump in?
Yeah.
Sweet. So, start with a recap as usual then. I don't think we got any rules admin stuff, so we didn't really do anything that required rules last time. So
There's one thing I want to check. Does anyone remember? It's a long time back now, but I want to say back when we were back at Tai Cheng, and we were sort of Din was doing his being invisible, and we were just sort of messing around at the camp. I was attempting to train up some said ropes, or red coats and meat shields of get a bit of a gang or like a couple of apprentices going around.
okay.
I want to check if anyone remembers me saying that.
I know you were actively working towards that, because you would constantly do RP stuff trying to get a bunch of people on your side.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know that's what you were doing. I don't know if it was actively.
Don't remember any of that.
Well,
Because remember there was the time when he was drinking and trying to cheer everybody on, and then I gave him disadvantage on his checks because it was funny.
yeah. No, I think there's the period that we've done a time skip at the start of this so that we didn't have to deal with all of the admin of brushing up where we were last time. So there is plenty of room for retconning in that. Like in the last one where Steve was like, "Oh, can we have this testimony and stuff we would have written, extra masks, stuff like that." There's room for retconning, and I think because you were doing that sort of stuff beforehand, I think we can actually roll that into some of what we did is we talked through how you guys were going to maintain peace in your absence. So I'm happy for you to sort of have people who are sort of under your employ run, who are sort of keeping an eye on things for you.
Exactly that, yeah. I wanted retroactively for them to be supporting Chagga or whoever is in charge because he's our guy.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, we can certainly have that. So yeah, you can have some people who are sort of in town and are loyal to you.
Yeah.
Are we calling them the said roads?
Well,
in honor of
yeah.
in honor of the said roads.
The said road division.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So what do we remember from last time then? Where did we pick everything back up? And where did we land by the end of the episode?
In deep
So we joined you guys on the road out of Tai Cheng, having sort of retconned a load of stuff, or just filled in the blanks between the end of the previous season and the start of this one, where you guys installed Shaga as the sort of the de facto chief, or the guy who's in charge while you're gone, through some displays of power where you sort of cheated for him in the tournament to make him look like he was a badass as well, and then you guys headed up to the north in order to try and seek magical healing for Yarlet.
Woo! Get this dwarf liver out of me!
The Johnny Two Livers over here.
Gee, Bill, why does your mom let you have 2 livers?
So, shit. Bleh. Oh.
For the recording, that was a dog.
We have special guest Gimli here on our recording.
Lie down, mate.
The Budweiser pup.
Lie down. Lie down, the Budweiser dog. He's blue.
Well, no, this episode is sponsored by Pimps.
Yeah.
No, don't mention the pimps.
Oh, sorry.
What was our brand deal? Don't worry, somebody here is transgender. You can keep our sponsorship.
I'm playing a girl.
So yeah, on the way out, Yarlet, you briefly made contact with your deceased friend, Bumpy Trill.
Yeah.
and who advised you that there was a shadow to the northeast, which was slowly making its way towards Affa.
Right.
So you guys are trying to sneak into Southall under the guise of being. Did we come up with a name for your group in the end?
The Backstreet Boys. No, wait. That's the whatchamacallit.
That's
the orphans.
That's the orphans.
We were like the cult of
The cult of the spiders.
the Spooder.
The cult
Cult of the Scorpion.
Scorpion. That's
Oh,
Gimli
King
down.
Spooder Man. If anybody's seen that.
Good boy.
It's
I
his
know.
reflex. I was going to stroke him as soon as he jumps up.
Yeah, it's fine.
cat was up.
Lie down. Good boy. Lie down. Good boy. Chill out, buddy. I know. So you guys snuck in relatively successfully, and we need to come up again. I need a name actually for. Because I have a feeling we might end up using again the exacerbated guard, who was your sort of handler on the way into the town. Anybody got any names you fancy?
Jeff.
Jeff. Okay, Jeff it is.
We came across as a Jeff.
So
Jump
yeah.
the fire.
How you spelling that?
G-E-O-F.
Geoff.
Joff.
He's already pissed off because everyone keeps making fun of his name.
Yeah, he's actually called Joff, but everybody calls him Jeff.
My name's actually Geoff.
It's like, my name's Joff. Look at how it's spelled.
Geoff.
So you were led into the town by a fairly exacerbated member of the town guard who took you to meet his captain and managed to convince him fairly convincingly that you were the doomsayers that you claimed to be. You traumatized a child on the way into town, or didn't traumatize a child on the way into town. Then you made your way into the. Weiss was taken in to go and have a chat with the head, the captain of the guard, who took your testimony, but instructed you not to put on one of your performances in the town.
Give me a permit.
And then you guys went to the tavern. Anybody remember what happened once we were there?
He got his own room.
We got our own room, and then we made eye contact with a band of like rough-looking thugs, and then
I drank with the dwarf.
You drank at the door.
Yes, and found out a little snippet of what has been going on down in Affa
Yeah.
with them fleeing the Grey Men.
Yes.
Can we discuss the name?
It's you.
Well, the cult
The name of-
Scorpion.
The Scorpion, yeah.
Cult of Scorpion.
I mean, it's
I'm
not-
okay with it being changed.
It's not a good name.
I'm 100% with you. I want to change that name. Like something with an air of menace, or
It's got Doom in the name. Right?
yeah, the Doom Singers of Owls or something.
eight-legged doom.
These are all better than Cult of the Scorpion, so I'm fine with any of those. And my vote goes to anything but what it's called currently.
Okay, Doomer.
Maybe. Okay, maybe that's the thing, is that you guys are just constantly workshopping the name, so there's no settled name.
Just give a different name every time.
Yeah, you give a different name every time, and anybody who asks, it depends on like who gets asked. They have their favourite name that they want to call it.
There we go.
We can have it just be a point of contention. Gimli, lie down.
Okay.
You can stay there. If you lie down, you can.
Smith.
I didn't move.
Such willpower,
Yes.
Smith. I'm proud of you.
True willpower. Yeah,
Cool.
okay.
So I think that's pretty well it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to stay up in a room, and then we hinted at some trauma that maybe lingered to finally having some comfort.
Yeah. Having not slept in a
Oh,
bed
yeah.
for like the last, I don't know, something like 8 years.
Yeah.
Nice, sweet. So yeah, I think that pretty well covers it. So let me grab a piece of paper, have a swig of Pimm's, and then we can jump in.
So go
Sweet
Blood
Bud
Light.
Light.
It's a unspecified alcoholic
Delicious.
beverage.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. There's.
Delicious, refreshing beverage.
Okay, so Pim's cut with Bud Light.
I always have fruit in my Bud Light.
It's summer.
There's sliced fruit in my Bud Light.
Love that strawberry Bud Light.
Woof woof.
Bud Light.
Are you going to mix up some more Bud Light later?
Just
Got a picture
the
of Bud Light.
blender in the background.
Lisa just following orders. Oh, fuck.
Oh, I guess that's what we'll cut back in for the break.
Save all this for the outtake. Snip, snip, snip.
that might be my new text tone, actually. Oh.
Anyway.
This intermittent silence was brought to you by Bud Light.
Right. What was that? Gimli, down. Don't even think about it, you.
Who are we talking to then, Josh?
Yeah.
She like it was aimed
Could
at
have been all
Dave.
three of us.
Yeah, you.
Matt, shut up.
I'll take you in.
Wow.
Get you
Sorry.
neutered again. Yeah.
Don't die now, we're about to record.
Yeah. Swallowed Pims the wrong way. I'm laughing about Jar Jar.
Breathe air, drink Pims, not the other way around.
I mean, but like,
Yeah.
That's not something you put up on the wall. Breathe air, drink Pims.
that's for like a mid-40s white woman.
Yeah.
Right next to the gin o'clock sign.
Yeah.
Live, laugh, love.
It's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
Oh, right, we prepared emotionally.
Yep,
Where do we
never.
begin?
Alright, let's jump in then. Roll credits.
You get Charlotte being spooked as a flock of birds flies out of the caravan.
The little face of the poor little child getting trauma. That's what he's about to do.
The carriage rolling in with all of us leaning out going,
Bumping along the hill, seeing those shadow coming over.
Nice.
An exasperated sigh from Jeff.
I think a shot of the flashback of the crowd looking on as China wins the tournament that we faked.
Nice.
Slapping down a handful of Kenku feathers to pay for the drinks.
Nice. Yeah.
I think Al was the first shot of Al descending.
Nice. When you first saw him in the cave.
And with that, the bone devil coming through the top of the roof of the tight chain.
Ruddy and shit.
Very important.
Don't forget that bit.
Nice. So at the end of that, Smith and Steve both had 2. Matt and Dave, you both had 3.
Said something.
Yeah.
Said 2 something.
Good job, Smith. So you said I had 3?
Yes.
Oh boy, I've got 9 inspiration. Step up to that magic 10.
I've got 11, I think.
We're going to go on 11.
I've worn through my page, rubbing it out, but I think it's still 9 at the moment.
Donate 1 to me.
Just kill yourself when we leave.
That would be very good.
Cure me, Dave!
Run, learn.
Reggie goes, wait a minute, I realized, what, just punches me in the side, spit out the liver, like, you're cured.
Nice. So I think where we open this episode is where we'll end in the same spot where we finished last time. So we sort of closed the episode with Weiss falling asleep in her room and imagining the last time she'd had this sort of covenant. We sort of ended the previous episode with the knock at the door from the crowd outside. And I think we start in Weiss's childhood bedroom, sort of staring down at her in the bed, and we hear some faint muffled sounds outside of something that sounds like it could be the mob. And we hear 2 loud knocks, and little Weiss sits bolt upright, and the camera sort of bump cuts to adult Weiss sitting up in the same fashion in the dark room in the roof of this tavern. So Weiss, you sit up and you realise it's not been long. You maybe got
17 years.
you maybe got like half an hour's sleep before just being fever dreamed back to wake. But then slowly, something itching in the back of your mind was that the knock at the door sounded like it was in the room, not in your dream. And then briefly afterwards, you hear a much gentler knock, but it's not coming from the door; it's coming from the window.
I bet it's Castle Row. Yeah, I guess I'll get up and I'll kind of like peek through the blinds.
Okay, so yeah, you like peek through the blinds, and as you pull them back, with your face towards the glass, and you're just like nose to nose with the little urchin boy from the square.
We're on the second floor, right?
We're on the second floor. He's like on.
How tall is he?
So he's like underneath your window. There is like a porch, or like there's like a pitched roof that he's like scrabbled up, and he's at the base of your window. Like he starts, as you see, he nearly slips and slides backwards, but manages to gain his footing, and then awkwardly starts sort of like shuffling so that he's not in line with the window anymore. But he hasn't really got a good footing here, so it takes him like a good few seconds to start moving out of where you can just clearly see him.
Okay. I guess I'll just like reach out, grab him by like the scruff, and just pull him in the window.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that he doesn't fall.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's roll a grapple. So grapple him.
Oh, that's a 16.
16, and then
plus-
grapples a.
But it'll be strength, so it's actually 15.
Cool, and then that's a contest, isn't it? So he can use Dex. It'll just be flat.
I would assume he
He rolled a 3, so.
I was going to say
he's
disadvantage, but
So yeah, you collar this your boy and pull him in, pull him into your room. And he's like, oh sorry, I didn't mean to pry.
yeah, I'm just like, you know what they do to peeping toms, and I make like a scissors motion.
Roll an intimidate.
Yeah, let's scare him some more, shall
Oh,
we?
child.
Oh, that's not very high.
That's right, we circumcise them!
So it's 9. It's not
No.
super intimidating.
I think he's already sort of like completely
Been
flustered.
circumcised.
Yeah. No, he's already completely flustered. Like you I think you would have intimidated him, but he's already well and truly at that level. The second you've accosted him into your room, he's just profusely apologising profusely. He's like, sorry. I just wanted to talk.
I think we just kind of like stares him down for a second, like leaves the silence, and then just goes, "Okay, what have you got to say?"
He says, the others, they don't believe me.
Believe you about what?
The scorpion.
You mean owls?
What's owls?
Yeah, owls. He's the so-called scorpion. He lives over in what's it called? Mountain.
Nilm's Rise.
Nilm's Rise.
He says, yeah, I tried to tell the others, but none of them believed me. They said I was just being a coward as usual.
When you say the others, who are the others? Your family?
Back streets, back.
He says, the other children, we all live
The
together.
one person who wasn't actually there.
Yeah.
Tell me, young child, have you ever heard of the Backstreet Boys?
Are they sexual?
He looks a bit befuddled and he says, "That's the name of our gang. How did you know?"
Well,
At least we don't have the worst gang name. Scorpion's not sounding so bad.
Yeah, you're right.
I've encountered them in the past. Tell me, have you ever heard of the name Bumberbatch?
He shakes his head. I'm trying to think who.
It's the name of the last name of the noble.
Me too.
Which noble is this? The.
Benedict Bumberbatch.
Oh. Yeah. No. He just shakes his head. No.
Okay. Well, I don't know what you expect coming here.
He said, I want to help.
That's a tricky one.
He says the other boys say I'm chicken, and I'm tired of them picking on me.
What spell scrolls did we get? Did you give me a magic missile?
Fuck.
Yeah.
That'll teach them bullies.
You want them to respect you? Ka-chunk. This will put some respect in it.
Just handing a Glock to this child. Bullies? What bullies?
I'm just saying, you know, in the modern day it might be a bad thing, but back in the medieval times, you deal with your problems one way.
Yeah, fuck it, I'm chaotic. I'll be like, they give you trouble, use this.
And you give him the scroll of magic missile.
Yeah. I'm like, you don't even really need to know what it says. Just try and read it, and then reach out your hand, and it'll work.
What?
Okay, roll a persuade.
He's got a missile on you now, isn't he?
Ooh, that's a 2+. My persuasion's quite high. Plus, so it's only a 9 again.
Okay, like you hand him this scroll, but he looks at it for a moment. You can see him processing for a moment. Like you see going through his head, and maybe we get from before when we bumped into his eyes to see the spider under his bed. We see him like nuking these two other boys who are being mean to him. So just a pair of empty boots, and then we sort of flash back, and he goes to push it back towards you, and he says, "No, I want to leave this place. I want to go with you and help and be brave."
Oh. Well, tough shit. We're too busy spreading the word. We can't look after you as well.
I can help. I'll spread the word.
We can already do that on our own.
And he just please, sir. I can't stay here.
It's man.
Did you just
That's my bloodline.
Straight back out the window.
Run away.
Tell you what, we're not going to be in town for very long. You go and get me. Find out who's leading the Backstreet Boys.
Pretty sure it's JC.
And then come back to me and any other information you can find out on them.
He says we don't really have a leader per se. So the Backstreet Boys. This is the group of kids when they were younger.
It was like a group of orphans that all kind of slept together in a like large white house.
Yes,
not like that.
Getting Stephen
I'm a sexual.
He says we don't have a leader as such. Tilly takes care of us.
Tilly, should I know Tilly?
We wouldn't know Tilly. No.
Is that Tilly Bob Taunton?
No.
I
Like
should be like,
Taunton.
tell you what, kid.
Tilly.
Listen.
Cyrus.
Coming with me isn't gonna solve any of your issues. If you're chicken here, you're gonna be chicken everywhere. You have to learn to stand up for yourself.
Okay, roll a persuade.
He's about to stand up to you.
Crit!
Great.
That talk and a half.
Nice.
I guess I am a chicken.
I like to think nobody's just like given it to him straight before.
Yeah. Okay. He sort of like just silently nods, and like where he was holding the scroll out towards you to try and hand it back, he just pulls it in close to his chest, and then starts making back towards the window. Just gonna let him go. Any parting words?
I'm like, oh, you little shit, use the door. I let him out.
So you go to the door, and he says, "The barkeep doesn't appreciate me in here. I'm used to the window."
Why?
And you actually see, like at this point, like he fairly like adeptly like bolts the bottom of the window frame. You see he slides on his butt down the roof, and you hear a second later you hear
give away meat shields, please?
and you just hear his two little feet on the ground, and then as he patters away down the alleyway.
Okay. I guess, can I see these guys, like where we parked the wagon from out of my window?
No, you're sort of like out the back onto. There's an alleyway underneath your window, and you can't see the front where the cart is. Speaking thereof, so I think with the boy sort of running off down the street, the camera, we sort of get the drone shot dipping down out of the window, and then follows the alleyway in the opposite way to the way the young boy ran deeper into town, and we come out into the square at the front, and we sort of see your cart hitched up in the side of the square, sort of adorned with all of the pulled silk that look like webbing and whatever spider paraphernalia you've added to the outside of it. With the dragons, would you guys have climbed into the cart? Would you just be lounging around? by the cart.
I would have climbed in to have as few chances of being seen as possible.
You saying would you both be inside the cart? Okay, so yeah, we sort of see that the camera sort of starts pulling into the cart, which sort of looks, it almost looks abandoned out in the middle of the square where you are at the moment. It gets a little closer. What's still, as we sort of like dip in through the side window, like one of the windows have got like those wooden, like the sort of things you could put prop sticks in order to make like an awning, but they just sort of flap down and completely cover the sides, so you've just got wooden panels covering both of the windows. One of them's ever so slightly propped ajar and the camera sort of sneaks inside. What would we, when we rejoin the sort of dragons in the cart, what would you guys be up to? Like, would you have allowed the dragon out from underneath the floor? Would you would you guys still be just sort of sipping mead through straws, or would you have your masks off once you're inside the cart?
Yeah.
Mask off. Drinking mead like normal Dragonborn.
Right, yeah. So it's like, maybe that's what we passed. We'd like to, as we're pulling up to the cart, there's like 2 abandoned straws under the window in the dirt.
I would probably let the dragon out.
Yeah.
Give him some mead.
Yeah, we best.
So that's what we joined. Is like Din's got his goblet out and the dragon's head is like in it.
Yeah. Okay. We'll let the dragon out.
Just a little bit. Yeah, what could go
Just
wrong?
Horrible idea. Horrible. I'm not there, so.
I'm as annoyed as you.
I'm drinking.
Drinking.
I'm getting rid of this soon. I might as well use it.
So what you guys what would you guys like when the dragons are by themselves? Do you guys like converse with it, or what sort of does the conversation turn between yourself, or is it just sort of like grunting and are you just comfortable in each other's presence?
Yeah.
Talking Draconic, and no one would know.
Do we talk much?
You don't need to say much in Draconic is the thing.
Yeah.
So what maybe you guys just sort of like sipping your meads and sort of grunting happily.
Yeah.
Is actually in Draconic like quite an in-depth conversation because of all of the sort of subtleties where most of it's in inference and body language and yeah, exactly. It's all in the little subtleties.
I see. And it means this mead has a fine aftertaste. Of
Yeah.
subtle notes of.
Yeah, it's like, I taste the special honeybees that they use to create this meat. It's
Yeah.
delicious.
Mhm.
I think in common, because it's probably not that easy to express in Draconic, is like I'd be looking at the pendant that Father gave us and sort of just contemplating that. Like, do you realise what we've been given, brother?
Is that a grunt of yes, or is that just did you just grunt and then let it
Just
and let the Draconic take over?
Yeah.
If we don't die in battle, we don't die full stop.
I don't plan on dying in battle.
But we live for battle. I'm feeling a bit of a,
Don't lose then.
thanks, I'm cured of my.
I think with that, just immediately thanks your chord. There's a loud,
Oh no.
and then you say, anybody in there?
Mask on.
Yes.
Dragon away.
Mask on, yeah. Push dragon down.
You hurriedly shove the dragon in underneath.
Yeah.
You trying to do that stealthily, or are you just sort of like allowing there to just be lots of like the outside of the cart?
We're sort of moving around ourselves. We're creating enough motion. That sounds good. The cart's already rocking.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's not, because obviously the cart is motioning. Yes.
Who is it?
What would you say, then?
I think you just did.
Yeah.
Who is it? Who is it?
So you're trying to deceive that there's a woman in here.
I don't think Din really knows.
The mead's gone to our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave it there.
So you hear like slightly muffled through the other side. Actually, roll a perception. Gimli down.
Oh.
Do I do one too?
Oh.
Yeah, you can do one as well.
7.
9.
So no, you hear some like whoever's out there, like they whisper something. You can make out that there's whispering happening, but you can't make any words. You just hear.
I don't think it's the bar with the stove and tire.
Fuck him up. Good time.
Find out who it is first.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't want to be reckless, would you?
Okay, I will go to the sort of a shutter, like the window, and sort of pop my head out from where the initial voice said who's in there sort of thing came from.
Okay, so he was sort of at the front door, so you sort of put out the side, so you sort of like poke your head out. Roll a stealth for me.
Let me go. Wow. Whoa! Crit.
Crit. Okay.
Whoa.
So yeah, with the crit, like you see, it's clearly you can only see one of them, but it's clearly the big muscled goons from the bar who are making eyes at you on your way out. Like you can only see the back of one of them, and only sort of from like his ear backwards. He's clearly like they're all staring at the front door. You can tell by the fact that like there's some hushed conversation going on. There's at least more than one. But you've only got eyes on one of them round the side of the cart at the moment. He stood at the front door.
How many were there at the bar? Because obviously we'd have seen them at the bar.
There was loads of them at the bar. They had like a whole corner of it sort of cordoned out for themselves.
What was the look they gave us? Were they hateful or intrigued?
Good question. What were they sort of like? Oh, that looks like a good fight. Someone we can mug.
You did sort of feel sized up when you were coming out. They were sort of like, these are clearly the people who consider it their turf, and they were sort of like, look at these weirdos walking in like they're hot shit.
We did do that.
We did kind of do that thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I would indicate to you, Din, that it's the goons, and one more behind us.
Roll a d6 for me, please.
5.
5 of them.
Concerning.
Plus 5 to all stats.
It's functional stats, I'm sure. Okay, yeah. I would say, what do you want?
He says, just a chat, mate. Just a chat. What you got in there?
Pamphlets about doom.
roll a persuade.
Interested in some doom, sir? No. That is awful. That is a 9.
He says, do me. Sounds interesting. I'll read one of those.
There's nothing much else in here apart from that, and I will get one of our handwritten pamphlets.
So you're going to open the door to...
No, I'm going to put it out the window.
Oh, so you like call his attention, like, are you like talking round the side?
Let's go with that, yeah. Don't we?
Okay.
We just got to try and bore them.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the Scorpion Doomsday Chronicle?
Yeah.
Okay. So like, yeah, you call the attention of the one who's you can just sort his back and you see he sort of like leans back round to see you, and then he leans forward and then you see them round the side, and there are like varying sizes and heights, but all look fairly sturdy. There's 5 of these chaps who are. Who sort of like they immediately just press in around the bottom of the window where you are.
Wow, so we've got a congregation.
Oh.
There's 5. I say, if I can, without out of the earshot, let's try not to kill them. But if we do, we hide the bodies. And if we have to first, we'll tell them about the doom and get rid of them that way.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll a stealth for me, please, Dave?
And I did get a crit.
He's like leaning out the window once.
That's less. That's 6.
A 6.
I'm getting some great rolls so far.
Okay. So he says, hide our bodies, eh? Across the bottom of the window frame, like a hand appears. Like, and you can see this big. He's got most of his knuckles appear to have been like grazed off at some point, and he just places his hand, this big paw of a hand, down on the bottom of the window frame, and you see his head sort of like he pulls his head in like underneath where you've got this hatch poly. He pulls his head in underneath, and then you can sort of see like he's a got a face like an old chopping board. Like there's notches out of it in various places, and he's got most of a beard, but it looks like his chin area is sort of too scarred up, so it grows in horrible patches.
I mean, yeah, I'm just thinking he sounds.
Stove his fucking face.
You're gonna.
He's put his head through.
Yeah.
Bosh!
Yeah, roll initiative.
12. 13.
17.
Nice. The thugs rolled a 10, so you guys are going to be going first. So let's kick some action music in.
Well then.
Yarlet, can you roll a
think it's
perception
gonna
for
happen
me?
anyway. Once you hit the bottom,
Yarlet and Reese, if you can both roll a perception for me. Just want to see how.
18.
19 plus whatever my thing is. Perception.
Yep, just 18 for me.
Like 24.
Okay. So as soon as there is as soon as there is any sort of quantifiable noise, you guys will hear it where you are. At the moment, there's nothing for you to hear, but we'll just have your radars open at those sorts of levels.
Well, I was going to say I would shout as soon as I bosh.
Okay.
Bosh
cool.
and then shout.
Okay, sweet. So we'll roll you guys into initiative. Actually, we may as well roll you guys into initiative now, and you'll just be skipping turns until
man headbutted
you
my
actually
mace.
hear anything.
Yes.
So I'm
16.
low down. I'm like 5.
Right, okay, we've got my initiative.
Make this really good.
Yes.
Do I get any kind of preemptive thingy?
One of each.
Mango.
So how did we decided this fucker's surprised? Because you did mention hiding his bodies. So
Face through.
yeah. So I think he's a cocky fucker. So he may not have been anticipating. Certainly not for you to be armed and coming down at him as soon as he sticks his head in.
Isn't he in
Surprise,
an enclosed
motherfucker.
space as well? Because you've got the shutter coming down.
Yeah, he is. He's like you definitely get your. This first attack is going to be with advantage.
It's like a whack-a-mole, basically.
Yeah. He's deliberately put himself. He's feeling very confident in himself. So he's put himself in a very vulnerable position.
Maybe this will scare them off.
That's something. No,
They'll just go.
They're like, oh, that's clearly not the doom we want. And
Yeah,
then,
Uh,
There's only 5 of them. We've got this. We killed a wife.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to. We'll roll the guards in as well if there are any of them nearby. So Din runs, Yara. That'll do. Right. So. So Din, you said you wanted to smack him, so we'll figure out how we're going to work this. So we'll call that a surprise round, because I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to fairly do this. So you'll get a surprise round on the first guy. So we'll let you act first because you said it. So you both get a surprise round where you actually go in the opposite of your rolled order, but then we'll flip it back round for you. So you'll get 2 turns in a row.
Are you going for lethal or non? Well, I suppose that's a silly question, isn't it? Really, Din?
Din doesn't really have.
I have one setting.
Yeah.
I don't know why, man.
Full stove.
Right, I just need to actually find thugs in my book. I can't remember how strong thugs are.
Not as strong
Is
as
that a creature name?
Yeah, there's an official thing, thug. Here he is. Not too bad. It could go either way. Okay, cool. Right, so you up first then, Din. Roll your attack on this guy.
I completely forgotten how any of this works.
So you just roll a d20, and then you add. So you should have on you a different weapon. So what weapon are you using? And then you have different bonuses.
Mace. Attack bonus plus 9.
Yep. So just roll your d20 and add 9, and then that'll be your to hit.
23.
Yep, that hits.
And then 1d6 plus 6.
Yep.
Do you have your magic powers right?
I do, but I think I just. Actually. 11.
11 damage. Nice. Right, 1 second. I need some paper.
Got a sword, apparently.
And we're done.
It's a d8 rather than a d6. Just in full RP mode, Din would just reach his mace.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You're stoving this fucker.
Yeah. No magic for now.
Yeah.
Just bang. See what happens.
Right.
See what happens.
Yeah. This might end it, or it might lead to more fighting.
Yeah. And
More
Din is
stoving.
quite happy with
Yeah.
both. Din is quite happy with both.
Yeah. Either outcome is fine. Just remember what I said. Don't die in battle.
But, yeah. Just don't die.
Timely advice.
Yeah.
It's just that easy.
Something to note is that you've got something called Aura of Protection now.
Me?
Yes. It's just always on. It's like a passive buff. Where is it?
I'm not sure if Mr. Blasphemer over here would have that.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's my god.
It's all paladins. They get that, and then I think they get a second aura type thing.
I'm not blasphemer, I just don't care about him. Not just me.
It came inside me.
Yeah.
It's because you chugged it back. That was wording.
When your buds come inside your mouth.
What are buds for, eh?
Yeah.
At least
Frothy.
At least it wasn't Bud Heady on that one.
That's the butt head.
Cool, right. So, and that's rough. Just draw a square to represent the cart.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, so you... this guy sticks his head in, and like no sooner has he got it in, he's like grinning at you, and then you just take a swing sideways. He like pulls his head down though as he's coming in, so you just catch the top, and it's like you scalp some of his greasy hair off the top of his head, as he like ducks down and tries to pull himself back out. So then, Run, you're up.
So I can still reach him, I suppose?
Yeah, he hasn't moved. He's still in the same spot. Like he ducked his head down a little bit, but you're in a position where you're right up on the window, so you can swing out at him.
I will also swing at him then. I'm aware that I don't want to cause too much of a scene, so I may not go quite as stovey as my brother.
Oh, come on, it's too late for that.
Not really. He's only just put his little head through the door. How does...
You heard you say about his dead body.
Oh, that is true.
You forgot about that minor detail.
Okay, yeah. I will attack him with my burnt face sword.
Oh, nice. Okay, sweet. Yeah, roll it up.
Let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. And that is a 12. 19 to hit,
Yep, that's a hit.
and it's a 1d8 plus 1. So we have the full 8 hit. 8 to the face.
Bosh.
Nice. So you're like, as he's like ducking down, like he's going to eat. As Din swipes up his head, like he goes to squat down a little bit. So previously he was sort of up to the waist. He goes to duck down, and you flip your sword upside down and stab it into the backside of the frame underneath where his arm is. And as he's dropping, he hooks himself on it. You sort of see a little spit of blood come out there. And you sort of got him pinned against the door where he was trying to escape out downwards. It's your go again because that's the end of your surprise round, and you're actually the first in the turn order.
Wow, looks like he's going to get another.
Wait, don't you have 2 attacks anyway?
I do, I have an extra attack.
Make a mess.
But this is
would
still the
this be
surprise
the-
round, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have another
gonna
attack
fuck
you
him
should
up
have?
for
Did he,
doing
does he have, did have 2 attacks at this point yet?
Yes.
Yeah, because we're level 5 and both. I think you've got another attack as well.
No need.
Oh yeah, extra attack. I wrote that.
Just alternate them. I quite like this idea of like you smacking, Run cutting off his escape. Go on, Din, you do the next one. So just roll another attack up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd stick with the mace. 17.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know, right? That's plus the
This
attack
dude's
bonus,
fucking
yeah.
dead.
That's right, isn't it? Whatever you roll plus the attack bonus.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, 8 damage.
Oh. Not in a good way. So like where Run catches him underneath, like you pull back and you take a second swing, and when you catch him like straight in the center of the face with it, it breaks his nose. I mean, you see like it begins to gurgle, but you can sort of see his eyes his eyelids rapidly fluttering. It's like one of his eyes is like slowly pulling out of alignment. But he's not quite dead. What was that damage again? It was 8, did you say?
Yeah. Finish the death run.
Sounds like it's time for me to finish the job. Oh. 12. 12 to hit.
That's a hit.
Whoa!
And 9.
9. Okay, sweet.
9 damage.
So yeah, so where you've got your door, sort of your sword upside down in the door, you just pull upwards and behind you, and he falls to his left, and then his arm falls to the right, and both halves drop out of your view, and this like bloody corpse just drops out of the window, and then you sort of hear everybody outside take half a step back. So
Went well.
at this point, like you hear a scream from over in the direction of the pub. Yarlet, where you are in the bar,
Doing exactly this.
a barmaid has just opened the door to go out into the street, and you hear she just screams at whatever she sees out there. And then so. Run, you've actually got another turn before anything else can happen now, so that's the end of the surprise round. Run, you're up first we're now in turn order, and then obviously you would hear a scream as well, but you wouldn't be quite so sure of the direction of what's going on. You just hear, probably from where you were like, I wonder where they are.
I'm going to assume that it's wherever we left the car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's fine.
like you're probably like leaning out of the window, looking at the direction where the young boy ran. And then you hear from the front, from a direction, you're like, I wonder where they are, and then pretty much as you've had the thought, I wonder what the dragons are up to, you hear screaming.
How does it work, like, if I want to, like, shout something intimidating, I've got to do that on my turn?
Yes, yeah, that'll be your action on your turn.
Okay, well, with that in mind, I am going to attempt to intimidate them and say, take that as a lesson, leave us, and take him with you to the rest of them.
Nice. So, do you like push the door open to say this to their faces?
I says that still be not necessarily putting my head out, because that's not going to go well.
Well, you don't have to like move out. You can actually just like the door. You can just lift it up and look them in the eyes if you want to.
Yeah.
Have you guys put your masks on?
Yeah, we've got
your masks. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you like lift the flap up.
Yeah.
And they get a look at you now, and they've probably maybe forgotten in the back of mind just how big the two of you are. You sort of like push the door up, and like a bit like as you push it up, like it's like a Jackson Pollock painting, some blood sort of like gets flicked. The person who's closest, where it flaps up, his mate's blood just from his chin upwards just splatters up on his face.
Yeah.
And what did you say? Sorry.
So I say, take that as a lesson, leave us, take him with you, and don't you dare tell anyone. And
Okay, get roll and intimidate, and with advantage.
Woohoo!
Since due to the mutilation.
Bonus. So either an unnatural 20 or an 8. So unnatural 20.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, you see these guys all take half a step backwards and take a moment to look at each other before remaining. You get the impression that whoever was yeah, I think that will do it. So like you see, they all sort of stare at each other for a moment, and then like the one who's closest to the now deceased like grabs him by the ankles, and then the other one like goes to get him under the arms, but like only has one arm to which scoop under, and so he quickly scoops him up, and then they sort of like in a rush make for an alleyway. Like the arm is still on the floor. But you see, so Yarlet, you can probably, because seeing as this is the end of the combat, like you can be trying to, people are crushing towards the door, so you can try and get over that way if you want to try and catch the end of this, or if you want to just get the story afterwards. Would you be rushing for the door when you hear noise?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just roll a strength for the crowd, which would just be a flat d20, and then you have to beat it to push through. So the crowd rolled a 6.
Oh.
So this is
Okay.
this is just to get to the front of the cube the thing before the end of the turn.
14.
Yeah, so you're like the crowd are crushing, but you like make your way in between all the legs and stuff. You weave your way through just in time to see like these 4 guys sort of like hauling what is either a corpse or somebody who's unconscious over hurriedly into an alleyway.
Yeah.
And then you look back over towards the cart. Roll perception.
As part of my intimidation, continues like, can I say take the arm?
No,
Take that with you.
it's too late. They're rushing off.
How far away are they?
Just the guys running into the alley.
Yeah.
let's call it like
40 feet.
no, it'd be more like 60 to 100. They're quite.
How much of a 60 to 100?
There's four.
Are they in 60 feet?
I thought it was called paralyzed.
Hold on.
It was all
I'll
going
need
so
a
well,
D4.
yeah.
They are 60 feet away.
I want to
Right.
make one of them roll a wisdom saving throw.
Sure. They're just rolling flat. 11.
They are now a frog. I cast polymorph.
Which one? So one of the ones carrying, I'm guessing, or the guy they were
Whichever is
carrying.
in the back. So like they're all rushing, so I want to target the one that they might not notice is suddenly gone and now a frog.
Okay. So they sort of the three of them between them have this guy held up.
Yeah.
So like one of them, the one at the back, who's sort of like the guy who's got an arm and the
Yeah,
stump. He turns into a frog. So like the corpse just like pivots around the legs
Yeah,
where they've
yeah.
got it. The head hits the ground. And then you see these two guys sort of like struggle to pull him up between them.
But then there'd be a fourth one, wouldn't there? Because there's the 3 holding the body and 1 more, so there were 5 originally.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So
So it'd be the one not holding the body, I assume?
yeah, sure, yeah. So yeah, there's the fourth one. Yeah, so he just turns into a frog, and then his mate's making it off into the alleyway.
Fucking hell.
I leisurely
psycho.
stroll over.
Yeah, go on, and you scoop up the frog.
Oh no. Just step on and be like, bad luck. And then squish him.
Did he turn back into a thug when you did
Yeah.
that with polymorph? I don't think that
I'm
kills him.
unconscious. Yeah.
Oh, it makes him unconscious, does it? I thought it was like a druid transformation.
Yeah, it's basically.
Yeah, when they hit 0, they come back unconscious unless you do so much damage that it would kill them in their normal form as well.
I've never read polymorph to know if that's the case. I thought it worked like a druid transformation, but I could be wrong.
I thought I just read it, but let me double check.
Yeah, I've never read the spell text. So.
Because if he's just gonna come back, then I'm gonna do something besides squishing him.
Yeah, it just says the transformation remains until they drop to 0 hit point or die. But what happens? Yeah, so the target assumes the hit points of a new form. Returns to the number of hit points it had before it transformed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it is like a druid transformation.
Yeah, it is.
So you'd have to do his whole life in one thing to
Yeah.
instantly give him. So you can like place your foot on him and hold him in place. Actually, roll a dexterity. He's still a frog.
He is a frog, that's true.
He rolled 14. What's a frog's dex? Animal.
You got some kind of disadvantage if you're freshly turned into a frog.
You'd think so. I got a 16, so depending on what his plus is, he might get away.
Frog.
How much,
He
damage
just-
did how much damage did you guys have to do to him?
It was 4 lots of about around 8, wasn't
yeah.
it? So like
George,
32.
4,
So
20,
what?
armor class 11,
32
1 hit
health.
point,
The hell?
And then what's his dex?
plus 1.
Plus 1. So no. So yeah, no, you've got him trapped. So like you like he like hops, and then you like just gently place a foot on top of him, and you see like his legs furiously flapping around like he's trying to make a move.
I
make him
can
move
do
away.
32, but I'm not sure if I want to do 32. I feel like it will cause a pretty big scene.
Yeah.
He would turn back into a person as well.
That's also, yeah, cool.
Maybe like dropping down a sewer or something.
What had to be?
Or put him in something which is far too small for his larger size.
I feel like that would just break a jar or something. Instead, let's see. Instead, I'm just gonna pick him up. Since I've got him trapped, pick him up, bring him up close and whisper, "Doom," and then yeet him.
Nice. So you can roll. So treat him like he's a throwing axe.
Yeah.
How far can you throw? You can. So just roll a ranged attack.
Crit.
Yeah, exactly. So like you just like yeet him in the direction of the slums.
Fucking
Like
perfect
you
crit.
throw him back over the pub, and you just sort of see like this frog just disappears. Like it's dark, so you just hear like.
That
And he's
might,
go-
from the full damage, might actually kill him.
That's
Yeah.
far enough away for us not to be worried.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, probably would be because he only has 1 hit point. So the full damage would be that he hits the other side. So we sort of see him on the other side like this frog go, woof into the ground, and like, as it slides on its chin in the dirt, and as it's sliding, it grows back into a human who's still sliding on his chin in the dirt, and then he just lands face down. And you see, look, starts up with a strange face, and then scrabbles and runs off into the darkness.
Wow. Okay.
So you hear somebody yell, "Guards!"
Fuck. I would attempt to get out and get that arm.
He's gonna scoop up the arm.
The evidence is the arm.
Okay, roll a stealth.
Don't worry, guards, they're no longer armed. Doom doom, and then we just close the door.
This is where you do like the skit where it's like, oh, he's right in here. See, like arm placed over your shoulder, like we're buddies now.
From Toy
Weekend of
It's from Toy Story, isn't it? When he's got Buzz's arm.
Yeah. Oh, Buzz!
That's a 7.
A 7.
A 7.
Oh, so like you hear guards and you like turn out and you see Run like lean out of the window, dangle for a minute, and then like you see an arm sort of like flopping wildly as he pulls it back into the cart and then slams the window closed.
No trouble.
So Weesey would also hear the call of guards from where you are. So in the sort of time, in the intermittent time, what would Weesey have been doing when you hear the scream? Would you immediately be?
Do I know where the cart is from my room?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
It'd be down, sliding down the roof of where the boy went, and then the opposite direction to where he ran, and you'll be out into the square.
Okay, and are there people like outside of the window that I can see?
No.
If that's the case, then as soon as
No, I'm going to say the thugs run under your window.
Okay. If that's the case, I'm gonna basically like jump out the window, slide down the top, and then just use the boots of flying to cushion my fall,
Yeah.
and just sort of Batman down.
Nice, yeah, you can do that. So yeah, they pass underneath your window, and you sort of hear them. You hear them sort of saying, "Freaks, they'll pay for this," and as they sort of like scrabble along.
I think we need to go.
Yeah. Do I have something else?
When they, considering they just got murked, they're playing vengeance. For like, you'd think they'd be a little more scared.
There were lots more of them in the bar.
True.
How the
So
guards
if we
gonna react?
shuffle our candy asses out of here.
I'm gonna cast, as they're running past, I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire grouped up on them.
Right. Okay.
So they all need to roll, I think it's a dexterity saving throw, or they start glowing.
Okay. What's the DC?
I think it's 16.
Okay.
16.
And it's what type of save is it? Sorry.
I think it's a dexterity saving throw.
Dex save. Okay. So fail.
Yeah.
Fail. They all failed.
Okay. Yeah. So they all start glowing purple, and if anybody needs to attack them, then it's an advantage.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm basically just using it as a marker, and I'm gonna shout in my most feminine voice, guards, it's the glowing ones running away.
Okay. Yeah. Roll a deception.
Deception. I think it's
Disgrace.
Oh, I'm trained. +7.
Oh, yeah.
Correct. 27.
So I think you say that right as like some guards are running over the end of the alleyway. So you actually see some guards and you go them that way.
Yeah. The glowing one.
The glowing ones that way, and they like you see that they nod and you move to one side to let them pass, and they dash past you.
Okay.
Cool.
So with a crit, you've bought some time. So the guards are going that way, but you can still hear some commotion in the other direction. Yarla, people have started pouring out of the bar into the street to see what's going on. You guys probably can't see anything because you're inside the caravan with the doors closed at the moment. And the dragon on the floor is like, "What the fuck was that?"
Get down, stay down. Don't make a sound, dragon.
Okay, cool. That's fine. He's under the floor, like you push the door open and you hear like, "What did you do?"
I think we best make a move out of here. I'm open.
I'll join them in the trailer.
So you're gonna run over to where the caravan is?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. The doors are all shuttered when you get there, and you're gonna like knock. You're just gonna open it up and come in.
Yeah, I'll open it up and come in and just like announce myself.
It's a good idea.
Okay.
Be like,
yes.
hey, I bought us some time. What the fuck happened?
Tell you later. No time to explain. We need to do something.
Run is saying this with an arm in his hand.
I'm assuming there's like noticeable blood, like.
Yes, yeah, like it's not too bad. Like when you're walking up to the cot, like it's dark and you're sort of away from light, so it's not too bad. Like there's some underneath the window, and like obviously in here, like there's a bit of blood pissing out the other end of the arm that runs waving around. So there's blood all inside here where you are presently. And all around the window, you can sort of see these two mace shots. There's the hole that's perfectly the size of the end of Run's sword, with a slice upwards, and that's where all the blood appears to be Jackson Pollocked up the side of the cart.
I think it's prestidigitation that lets you do the cleaning, isn't it?
Good question.
Prestidigitation.
Let's check.
There's a cleaning spell.
Prestidigitation.
Absolutely.
The crime scene cleanup spell.
How much time do I think I've bought us?
A good amount with the crit, so we'll just play it by ear. I'm not going to try and assign an arbitrary number to it. Enough.
So instantly clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot.
Oh, so yeah, no, they made much more mess than a foot. What is it? Is it a cantrip?
Yeah.
Oh, so you can keep casting it.
Yeah.
So if I leave the stuff on the floor, but like what he's brought into the caravan, can I clean that up fairly quickly?
Fairly quickly. Like it's not instant, but yeah, you can start cleaning things with your magic. So, and what does this look like when you? So how do you like absorb all of the blood and clean/soil something?
Well,
Yeah. I think I do literally like absorb it. Like I reach out my hand and it starts flowing purple. And
wind
again,
tunnel.
and the eyes start glowing. And then you just kind of like see it sort of like spiral into my hand.
Oh yeah, nice. So like you can sort of see like it pulls through the grains in the wood, and then like all sucks up into Whis' palm. So you've got some time. Let's roll it as a competition, shall we? So let's just roll. You can roll with advantage because you bought yourself the time, and we'll just see who wins in terms of you versus the guards. The guards rolled a 12.
I got 15 and a 13.
Yeah. So you just finished cleaning up. Yarla, you can come back during the cleaning process. Right? Are you heading back over? You're not associating with these fuckers. What's your plan?
Nah, I don't abandon my group, my gang. So yeah, I show up. What the fuck?
Should we move?
We
How
can-
many people are out there? Should we move?
There's a ton of people out
People
there.
are going to see us leave.
This is true.
I could turn you two invisible,
Yes.
and then there's no chance of them being like, take the masks off.
I could
Or
turn
a rope trick.
We could rope trick.
Yalett's Cafe.
Pick an alleyway, and then you'd be giving up the cart. And
We can't give
The
up the
dragon.
We need the cart to pay for your healing.
You could turn the cart invisible.
No, I can't. I can cover us in darkness.
I can minor
I don't know how
illusion the
obvious
cart
that is.
invisible. Question mark.
No, not big enough area.
no, you can only do like 5 square foot.
I can't. The darkness spell, is that like a really obvious like orb of darkness, or is it like if you look down an alleyway, it will gradually get darker?
You could cast it in such a way that it would be discreet. If you were to do it now with everybody looking, it would be like really obvious. But like if you were to hide away somewhere and then cast it down an alleyway, to give yourself extra obscuration, you could do that without it being like, you know, it's not like they're staring at like an area that's not been rendered. Like it
I
is
can
like a smoke.
thunder wave the crowd if need be.
could
You
you
cast
rope-
darkness and then I just thunder
Do
wave.
rope trick whilst we're in the place, and we can just.
I think so.
How many in the crowd?
It's just ever growing. Like everybody who was in the bar, like at least a third of the patrons, are slowly making their way out into the area.
Let's find out what
Either we escape or we disappear, or we put on a performance. No, I'm joking.
Just waving the arm around like doom.
This is what happens now.
Okay, I think our options are we run, in which I can use darkness to probably cover us. I make you two invisible, and then me and Yarlet deal with it.
Yeah.
Or same thing but with rope trick.
we can do rope trick in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no limitations on the space you need.
Can
so.
you pull the rope inside?
Yes.
Okay.
It specifically says you may pull the rope inside, and thus it is completely invisible to the outside.
So, and it doesn't need. You don't actually need to have available space to do it. Did it say then?
Yeah. It can rise up to 60 feet.
Oh,
in the
up
air.
to. So you don't need 60 feet of space.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
up to. Yeah, that's fine.
That sounds like a great idea to me.
It's cafe time, boys.
Okay, so you guys are gonna hide in the loft of this tiny caravan.
And Dragon 2, we're pushing the dragon up there.
Okay. So yeah, I'd say that because you created on your distraction. Literally, like as the rope's being pulled up, there's a knock on the outside of the cart, and they say, "City guard, open up."
Jasmine tea anyway.
Yeah, I guess we just like open up and we go, "Thank God you're here."
He says, the lady at the bar said she saw a fight here.
Yeah, we were attacked by a group of thugs, and then some stranger came out of the darkness and tried to help us.
Roll deception.
Oh, 12 plus, was it 5? No, it was 7, wasn't it? Deception plus 7. So 17? So no,
19.
19. I can maths.
19. Oh yes, well nobody's beating a 19. He says, he's like, did you get a look at his face? And then like he's halfway through saying that, like a hand appears from the side just outside the door and like shoves him over. And then Jeff appears from the side, and he's like, I said not, don't cause any trouble.
I'm like, I was sleeping.
I was like, you've been in the city one day, and already chaos.
I'm sorry, but what did I do wrong here?
It's a roll of persuade.
That's 14, so over 20.
20.
Whatever.
Plus 7, yeah, 21.
Yeah, I can't remember.
2 dragons. Tiny little gnome chairs. No.
Here's the sound of a cappuccino machine.
So he says, who are these people you're fighting? Who's this mysterious man?
I don't know.
What do they look like?
It was dark. They knocked on the side of our carriage and then threatened us. And then he just came out slashy, and then they ran.
He looks around. He like leans into the cart and has a look around, and then he says, "Where are the other two?"
I don't know. They're probably off drinking. They weren't with us.
He like looks to you, Yarla, and he says, "Go find them."
I can do, chief.
Bring them back here, and then he moves to one side to let you out.
Yeah, I'll just go.
He says to you, "Can you drive this thing?"
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, we're going back to the station."
I'm just like, I think Weiss looks really exasperated, and she's just like, wait, what exactly have we done wrong? We were attacked.
He says, "Roll another persuade."
And I think we starts to get like annoyed and angry a little bit, and she's like, listen, we came here to do something. I spoke with your captain. He told us like not to perform. We've done exactly what you've told us to, and now you're treating us like some kind of criminals after getting attacked by a group of thugs. Ooh, that's not good, but it's plus 7, so 4 plus 7, 11.
11. Okay. He says you're disturbing the peace. Roll an insight.
This guy's talking gender. Oh no.
Racist.
7 plus 5.
Doomist.
12.
Doesn't
12.
like Doom.
The only thing you don't get any sort of deep insight, but you definitely get the feeling that keeping the peace is something he's under a lot of pressure to be doing, and he sees you as an
unsavory type.
Yeah, well, he may not think that you're trouble, but you certainly seem to be a magnet for it.
I guess I'm like, what exactly are we going to do back at the station?
We're going to find out who these people who attacked you were.
But don't you need to find them for that?
Gonna have to ask you some questions. I don't want you guys running anywhere. Had a bad feeling about you guys the second you showed up.
Can I spend a spell? I get probably because like really don't want us to have to go back to the station.
Yeah.
So we want to be like done with healing if we can tomorrow and then out of here.
Absolutely.
I think I'm gonna cast suggestion on him,
Okay.
and I'm basically just gonna. I'm gonna sort of like I was a little bit angry before. Gonna calm myself. I like visually sort of like lower myself with my hands, and I'm like, okay. Obviously, you're having a tough time, and I understand that. But like the situation speaks for itself here. Come on, just like we're not responsible for this. I'm sure your guards are off chasing the guys that did do this. Just let us off for tonight. We'll drop by the station sometime tomorrow, and we can sort it out from there.
Okay.
And then I just try and make it sound as reasonable as possible and
Yeah.
casting the spell on it.
Okay. So what does he need to roll to resist the suggestion? How does it work?
Yeah, I think it's a wisdom resist.
You just see how wizened Jeff is.
I use his name a lot. I'm like, Jeff. Jeff.
Come on now, go.
G off.
I call him his right name. I call him Geo.
You call him Gio.
Use like power gestures like that.
Yeah.
Standing.
Touch his arm.
Listen here, Jeff.
You need to
You
stay
stand with your,
outside the box.
you stand with your legs really far apart.
You're doing the V pose.
Look at my bad.
Yes, wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Isn't that
DC.
16.
Just flat for him. 15. He like.
Slowly, holy.
he like leans forward. He like looks around. Like it's just him now. He's like shoved the other guard off. Who's sort of like the other guard who came over with him is now like you see he's like corralling the people back into the inn. To try and minimize the scene that's being made. He like looks back over his shoulder at him, and then he looks back at you and you see he's got like tears in the bottom of his eyes. And he just
I'm like, it's been a tough night, hasn't it?
He just
And I
says,
put my hand on his shoulder.
yeah, he puts his hand on your shoulder. He's like, I've just been under so much pressure, and
Let it all out, Jeff.
stroke his hair.
I'm like, Jeff, tell me. You don't seem like a guard. What is it you want to do?
You actually could ask.
Tell me, Jeff, who's the guard of your heart?
He says, like, I don't know, and he says, fine, but I need to take a report first thing in the morning at the station. You know where it is.
Yep. Do you want everyone or just me?
Everyone. And he points at you. He says, no more trouble. First thing in the morning.
Okay. First thing.
It's my ass on the line, not yours.
Jeff, you're.
Exactly, Jeff.
Your ass is of utmost importance to me.
Jeff, I won't let you down.
Or your ass.
He says, fine. No more trouble. And he 180s and walks back towards where his client. And he says, as he sort of good 10 meters away, like yells, "Everybody back inside! Nothing to see here."
I like let out a long sigh and just like boom, fall back.
You guys got a date in the morning now, then?
Yeah, I guess so.
You're gonna move.
I'm gonna come back over and be like, well, that was a rather intimate moment.
You went like 10 meters away.
yeah. Unironically, though.
I'm like, Jeff's a gentle soul. Someone like to tell me what the fuck happened?
I'll tell you what's about to happen.
Oh.
We got attacked.
Bring me a latte.
I actually can't. You have to come up.
Oh, it disappears to
So you guys making the most of the cafe while it's there.
Oh,
Might
yeah,
as
as
well.
well.
Okay, sweet.
Send down the rope.
Need to calm down.
So it's probably around sort of like 1 a.m. at the moment. Are you
Time for a latte.
gonna settle down now? Try and catch some rest. You can try and capitalise the time before your appointment in the morning at the police station.
Guess we get our story straight.
Are we going to it?
Well, yeah, the other.
We could just go and get your healing and get the fudge out.
Yeah.
From who? Like,
So we could
Okay,
spend
we
our
haven't gone
time
that
tonight.
far yet. You're right.
We could spend our time tonight, go and ask about where to get him healed, see if that's an option, and then just go straight there, camp outside. First thing in the morning, heal, book it.
oh, like, you're not wrong, but I feel like 1 a.m. in a dangerous city is maybe not the best time to try and shake people down for magical healing. Like,
Well,
I kind of assume it's gonna take us a couple days to find someone who can do this. Like,
oh really?
if it was a simple spell, I'd do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, do we know, are there like temples that are known
Well,
for
there's the
healing?
college.
The
of
college
magic.
is the only place you would think of, to be
What did you
honest.
say?
The college is the only
Yeah,
place you
East
would think
Cliff.
of. So you guys are kind of just on a course for the college.
Alright.
But that's bad though, because college is upper.
No, it's not. It's actually it sits between the two. So college
In that case, we could
is.
just go to East Cliff. I'm okay with that.
I can't remember. Is it? Well, actually, let me double think. Where is?
But if we already have the destination, we could just go straight to the college.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's in Southfell. The East Cliff College is in Southfell.
Okay.
It's on Eastern Cliff, as the name implies.
Okay.
And we all know wizards get up very early, so
Alternatively, we could go alone, just sort of buy some time, and then
we'll just talk my way through and be like, well, they said they would be here.
yeah, and then I'll go find them.
They must be dooming it up.
Yeah.
I told them no doom.
1 hour of you going, oh, I didn't see him. He just came up.
Like you could probably where you are here. You came in through the southern gate. The college is not far away. You could make it to it before the morning. You'd probably be cutting it close for your appointment on the way back, but you could make it to the college tonight if you
Let's
want
just
to
do
go
that
there.
then. Let's go to college.
Well, I think we need to move where our
Yeah.
cart is anyway.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to sleep in a bed
You
for
paid-
like an hour.
You paid up your room for the night as well.
Yeah.
Like we sort of cut as you guys like slowly rock away. We cut back to like
Weeze's bed.
Weeze's empty, now unmade
Which,
bed.
by the way, the room is also locked from the inside.
Yeah, because you jumped out the window.
Oh yeah.
The little kid just sleeping in the bed.
I actually do think like the last thing we see is like this little boy's head like peer back up into the empty room before we fade up and come into the next scene. Somebody roll d20 for me.
18.
Oh, nice.
Ruh-roh.
18 guards.
Right, right.
18 guards. Robe trick.
18 lattes.
So how were the drinks?
Divine.
Delicious. Your latte making and green tea and jasmine tea making has improved in the time.
Perfect. I like to think every single cup is stamped with like Yarly Oily.
What? No oat milk?
I'm lactose intolerant, don't you know?
I'm pretty sure it probably only has oat milk. It's a fucking gnome cafe. It's like vegan hippie central.
This is true.
What?
Or I
Only
get
oat
served
milk?
with a weed brownie.
Right, can somebody roll 2d8 for me, please?
All we need is a little green.
When I was
5, 3.
So 8 total.
Perfectly.
Bone devil.
When I was not having dairy, I went to a cafe Berenstain and I said, do you have any non-dairy milks? And she goes, we've got semi-skimmed.
Wow.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, alright, I'll have it black then.
That's semi-skimmed. G'day.
No, that's boring. Let's just hurry on. So we're gonna go. So you guys just make it up to the up to where the college is. So you pull your way through. It's a bit of a route to get there. Go through the winding streets, but you manage to ask a couple of people for directions who point you in the direction of the college. So as you pull in closer, you can sort of see like it's a large building atop a hill. So sort of like the ground. It's actually got a good patch of grass and a path leading up towards where it is. It's one of the only places where houses aren't sort of packed in because it sits on top of this mound that's just too oppressively steep for anybody to build on. And there's sort of a snaking path that leads you up to the front and that you're able to slowly weave the wagon up to. You pull up to the front gates, and there's sort of like two large towered buildings either side, and sort of a walkway between them that forms something like a gate. This place doesn't really have like defences or walls per such, but there is a sort of grand archway as you come in. You walk through, and there's like a large square with sort of well-trimmed lawns, and a big sort of there's a big statue of like a globe in the centre of the like where the courtyard is. There's a huge sort of like golden globe. Which is just sort of like gently, without anybody pushing it, sort of spinning. Yeah, and so the main college building is off ahead of you. As you sort of like come up through the gate, a sort of wiry-looking groundskeeper shouts at you from the side, like, "Oi, what are you guys doing here in the middle of the night? What business?"
I have a. we came to seek magical assistance.
What kind of assistance?
Healing.
He says, "A bit late for that."
We had a long journey here. We're a little impatient to wait until morning.
He says, "Fair enough. This way," and he like nods, and then to the paths in this. There's like a huge green sort of like squared area with the globe in the centre, and there's 4 perfect paths which come off. You can sort of vaguely see it on the map there. He leads you straight past the globe and then towards the building that's the opposite the gate you came in through. And now you can sort of see it here. Like the building sort of looks very grand, but there's hints everywhere of all sorts of different magical testing and stuff like that. You can sort of see there's like a plant growing out of a second floor window that sort of it clearly punched its way through the window, and like Jack's fucking beanstalk is like curled up part of the tower and is poking out the top. Like a large portion of the east building is singed up all up one side. I mean, you can sort of see very coloured glowing coming from behind some of the glass of the windows. And you pull up to the main door, and he sort of pushes one of 2 heavy doors open, and allows you inside. It says, "Who's coming in?"
Obviously me, but
You, obviously.
I'll go in as well without the mask.
I guess not us, yeah.
So you 2 are staying with the cart
Yeah. We are, the cart
to
is now
watch the
inside.
goods. Yeah.
Maybe you guys should like deconstruct like whatever additional things we put on the cart to make it look scary.
That's a good idea.
Make us a little bit more low profile.
Yes.
Good idea.
Let's de-doomify it.
Yeah.
D2.
Turn down the doom.
Just me and Weiss heading inside.
Okay, so you and Weiss are going in. Okay, he says, I'll see who's up. Wait here, and he sort of like you come into you come out into. So yeah, you come into sort of like there's like a grand sort of entrance hall. So immediately ahead of you, you can sort of see like there's a big archway with what looks like an assembly hall with rows of pews. And then there's 2 sweeping staircases which sort of arch over the top of that opening. Large corridors off to the left and right from where you are. And he leaves you sort of stood in this entrance hall. You guys just going to stay here and wait for him to come back?
Can I roll perception to have a look around?
Yeah, you can see what else is in here.
4.
4. Okay, not a lot. There's huge paintings on most of the walls, and you probably roll a history.
Oh. Now we're talking.
See if you recognise any faces.
My history is very good. Of course, 2 plus 6, 8.
8.
8 total here.
Okay, so no, you don't really recognise any of the faces. Like there's one picture of like a very wizened old looking Gandalf-y looking fella.
Yeah.
Sort of sat back in a chair, which is sort of at the top of the stairs, and there's like much larger than all the rest of the paintings. I mean, you can see various other dour looking people, like everybody's sort of playing a very serious expression in these portraits they've been painted. And you sort of like follow them round, and you can sort of see one where there's a very sort of like miserable looking chap with like greasy black hair, just Alan Rickman on the side, who looks particularly bored and like he doesn't want to be having his portrait painted. And you're sort of like staring intensely at this as you sort of turn to the left. And the same man is stood there, looking somehow more dour than his painting.
Hi.
And he says, "What business?"
We came for healing.
She has an extra kidney. Or liver.
Liver.
Liver, yes.
He like scrunches the top of his nose and he says, extra liver, that's not possible.
Magically deposited.
And like, do you like pull your
Yeah,
side
yeah,
up
yeah.
to show him?
Yep.
So like you pull your side up and you can sort of see there's still like these sort of glowing purplish
Yeah.
veins and stuff, and it's sort of like gently
Throbbing.
like you can see your heartbeat in it.
Yeah.
And you see all at once his face sort of goes, his face goes a little pale, and his eyes widen. And he says, "What did you do?"
Can I roll history to know like how? Obviously, this is a magic college, but am I gonna get like persecuted if I admit how much magic I used?
Well, this is sort of like you roll a history. You can sort of see if you can roll a history for your understanding of what the college.
Okay, 8 plus 6, so 14.
14. You don't know anything specific about this, but like they're sort of like they do sort of have like ethics, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
Like you can't practice necromancy in the college. And then,
Who would do such a
Even
thing?
consider it.
Necronian!
he says
Necronian.
he says this is dark magic. We can't help you here. Get out.
It wasn't dark magic. It was a teleportation spell gone wrong.
Doesn't look that way to me.
Do I look like a dark mage to you? I barely come up to your chest.
He says you may not be one, but you've messed in something dark here.
Of
Like this magic isn't welcome in the college. Neither are those who practice it.
Go full Karen. I want to speak to a manager.
Let me speak to the headmaster.
He says I won't bother. Roll a persuade to start with.
You know what? I'm gonna use an inspiration.
Okay.
So in case I crit fail it.
Yep.
5. Okay. Then. Come on, inspiration.
5 again.
Uh.
He says the headmaster's not here right now. I'm on night watch. It's me who's in charge at the moment, and we can't help you.
Whis asks, are you a healer yourself?
He nods. He says yes. Yeah, I'm the resident healer, but I can't do anything with that. That's dark magic that I won't touch.
So what you're saying is that you can't do it. Like you're not able to. You're not good enough to do it.
Roll a whatever you want that
What's
to
a
be.
manipulation check?
roll a. It's just a persuade.
Wait, 7, wasn't it? I'm rolling so low on these. 11. Should I inspiration that? Yeah, I'll inspiration that to 15, 23?
Hey.
22.
Nice. He says I'm perfectly capable, but there's nothing I can do for you. It's against the rules.
This.
We have standards to uphold, and
I understand that, but we're not asking you to manipulate a dead body. I was trying to save my friend who was being killed, and the teleportation spell, I think he died in the middle of it. But it left me with this. I wasn't practicing dark magic. Teleportation isn't dark magic. That's the only spell I cast.
he says dark magic isn't teleportation isn't dark magic, but using one's body to fuel a spell is. And he you still got like you've been talking with the cycle that he like leans in and he says, I'd wager there's only one liver in there.
That means if Nook's alive, he can drink again.
He says we won't touch dark magic. There's only one place where they'll touch magic that dark.
Are you about to say the Tower of Frax?
Oh no.
God damn it. Isn't there anything you can do?
I can help with the pain.
Okay.
He says, wait here. And then he like stomps off down the corridor. And like you see like the like groundskeeper guy.
Yeah.
Like gets like he was like clearly he was round the corner listening, and as he walks past he like shoves him back out into the room and says, keep an eye on them. And then this man sort of stands awkwardly to one side, and whilst he walks off down the hall. You're just gonna wait for him to return?
Should we hushedly be like, hey, so like, what? What should we do?
We should see if there's any like really scrolls or potions, right? That seems.
I'm assuming like, if they could sell us a spell scroll, they would have just done it. So.
Well, but the point is, he doesn't want to help us because he said he can do it.
What if I cut my arm off? No, because I need two.
Why is that your solution to everything?
So
Please, turn yourself invisible. Sneak around.
But someone
Turn
watching
us
you.
both invisible.
But the
If he
ground
comes
sleeper-
back, he's gonna be expecting to see
the
me.
ground sleeper is watching you.
Well, we just gonna just leave.
just,
And then come back in.
just roll a stealth quickly, both of you.
Oh, good, that's a 7. I thought it was a 1. Plus 5, 12.
12, okay.
Stealth. Oh, I do. Okay, 14 total.
Okay, so you don't like give away, like nobody overhears your muttering, but no, like whilst you're still planning, he re-emerges around the corner. He didn't walk far. He walks up to you, Yard, and he says, I'm sorry we can't help you here. And it sounds like maybe you didn't know what you were doing, but I'm afraid you'll find no help here, other than this. And he reaches out with like a small like it's like a silk bag that he's got this in, and he hands it to you, and he says, one of these a day will help with the bleeding.
I'm not bleeding.
And you go.
Fair enough.
So he gives you he gives you like you pull it open, and there's like the bag is like full of like these little squirming leeches. And he says one of these a day, not with water.
So, like, stick it on.
And he says, he shakes his head.
Stick it up.
So you can kill it
Wow.
first, but one of these a day, they need to be fresh.
Is it better if you don't kill it?
I wouldn't want it nibbling on the way down. And he gives you 20. You can see there's 20 in the bag, one a day, and this will give you on a day where you take them, you'll have advantage on all of the checks you have to make to take actions on your turn.
Good to know.
I guess we will just straight up ask, like, I'm assuming, like, completely unrelated, I'm assuming that you don't sell spell scrolls to people outside the college?
He shakes his head. This is a place of study, not a shop.
Okay.
And like he's cool, but you can tell he was initially taken back just by seeing your injury, and he's starting to come around to believing you that maybe you didn't do this intentionally, but actually, yeah, he doesn't know much more. He stoops down to sort of get closer to your eye level, Yarlet, and he says, you may not have been doing practices intentionally, but there must be some darkness in your past, child. I hope you find what you're looking for.
So do I.
Maybe when you're done with it, you come back here and study some proper magic.
Let's go, Whis. Thanks for the leeches.
Heavy on the sarcasm there.
Yeah, he allows you to just walk your way out.
I guess, are we, like, within ear range?
You can walk just outside.
How well can you fake crying?
Minor illusion.
Tears.
I was gonna say, can you minor illusion so that you can't see my hands moving?
Yeah.
You'd have to put something in the way, or you'd have to illusion you some new hands, and then you move the other ones behind your back or something. But-
Yeah, I basically want to obscure that I'm casting a spell because they're going to be the type that will be very.
Perceptive. Yeah, I could just illusion your hands in front of you.
I've got one more of those persuasion spells.
Okay.
Might as well try it. It's
All right.
kicking us out anyway.
Yeah. Let's try
Is it? Do I know? Is it like illegal to cast a spell on someone or something like that, or will they just get really annoyed?
Round here, probably just annoyed. You're in a wizard college, so people will be casting spells here. Probably casting it on people without their consent is going to be heavily frowned upon.
I guess I'm like nothing to lose. I might as well try.
All right.
So, and I put my hand on your shoulder and I'm like, it's okay. We can go find those crazy barbaric people at the Tower of Thrax, and I don't know. We'll manage something. Probably.
Avoid that fucking tower.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what else she says. She just like, starts like really layering it on like how hard it's going to be going and dealing with those psychopaths.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to wait till he comes over and says something to us.
Okay. And what, you're rolling it as like a suggestion, are you? Or
Yeah. So I'm going to cast suggestion on him and be like, just like basically beg and just be like, please, come on, you know that you can help, so why wouldn't you? Like you're leaving us in the hands of literal psychopaths.
So how much are you saying this to him, or what would you? So he comes over. When he sort of like he like walks back, he starts padding back like off down the corridor from where he came, and you're sort of like sobbing and consoling, and you sort of hear from the other side of the room, and he like marches back over.
Yeah.
Mr. Crossell.
he looks across to the groundskeeper and he says, "Leave us. I've got this." And then he pads off around the corridor. He says, "I can't help you, but go to Tiger's Rest. Find a man called Lon."
Lon, L-O-N.
Lon.
In Tiger's Rest. Where's Tiger's Rest?
Tiger's Rest is in Coppertown.
Oh, okay.
It is. Tiger's Rest is
Gotcha.
this portion at the top of Coppertown, just past
Very
Affa.
Okay.
He says, "Find a man called Long. He can get you to the tower.
Okay. Thanks.
He'll take some convincing, but he's a good man."
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Sincerely that time. Because now I'm starting to suspect that maybe he actually can do it. And
Yeah.
just doesn't want to seem like a bitch that can. Alright.
I guess we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Can I just realised, can I have a look at like all of the portraits of the different people on our way out as well?
Yeah.
Just looking for anybody that might look familiar.
Mother?
Basically. Like actual mother? Well, it's not great. It's like 8.
So no, you don't see anything. Like you probably just noticed the miserable portrait of the dude you've been talking to. You probably noticed like you notice a little a golden plaque on the bottom of it, with just the name Azir written across it.
Azir. Okay, so we need to know that Azir sent us for Lon.
Yeah. In Tiger's Rest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to write that down so I don't forget.
So like as you're going out the door, he sort of like beckons behind you. He owes me a favor. Cash it in.
Okay.
Okay.
While I
So
write this down, well, I assume, unless there's anything you more want to do, we can go rejoin these two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because as we're walking out, I'm just fuck. Really thought that would be easier.
Yeah.
like Weiss, as you're walking out, like you like step out and you go fuck, and like Cussle like comes and lands on your shoulder.
Where the fuck have you been?
He like I don't think you can talk to me, or can you got rid of your?
No, I can't actually. He's not my familiar. So I guess I would have to summon another familiar to be able to talk directly.
But like he
Double checking I didn't, because I was confused about which one to take again. No, because I took the one that let me curse people.
No. So no, but you maybe do something from that. Like Russell's sort of been distanced, and then you've been given a heading of the Tower of Frax, and he just comes and like lands on your shoulder.
Yarla, I think we need to go to the Tower of Frax. Quite urgently.
I hate the Tower of Frags! Fine.
Maybe we can, like, I guess I just look at Castle Row and I'm like, do you know the way, or do we need to go all the way to find somebody that can like guide us there?
He like
Shakes his head.
shakes his head.
And it's worth asking. You owe me big time, fucker. Gonna rejoin the others, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks for the help, by the way.
Nice. So you guys, so it's morning's approaching. You got just enough time to make it back to the police station.
Fuck
before
that!
sunrise.
Let's beat it!
Fuck the police.
Yeah.
I'm not
Coming
Nice.
straight from the underground.
So does one of you suggest going to the police station, or are you all just like, right, let's bounce?
Yeah.
We score a cab on the ground before we leave.
Okay. So you guys just heading back. So heading back.
What happened to that kid you scared?
Fuck knows.
Who knows? Who cares? We're getting out of here.
So you're just heading straight
He's
to the
magic
Sun
missile
Gate.
on everyone now.
Yeah, I personally would be saying let's get to the closest gate and get out of here.
So the closest gets the southern one you came in through.
Yeah.
You
That
just have-
kid's not catching up with us, is he?
roll perception.
He's watching.
Just sat in the back of the thing,
Ooh, 19.
cuddle up next to the dragon.
Oh, that would be.
So yeah, as you get to the bottom of the road, the slope that you wound up to get to it, you start making for the southern gate, and you do actually in an alleyway not far away. You only catch him for a second, but you get inside of his head, and he pulls back in. So you do actually see the small sort of urchin boy
Okay.
is following you.
Oh, well.
That
From the
kid's following
distance we
us.
hear everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're back again. that kid's following us.
Yeah.
Let's go faster then.
Meat shield.
Yeah, am I the only one that wants to keep
Yeah.
this kid around? Like,
Teeny tiny meat shield.
He's a meat shield with magic missile. Let's just.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's got some moxie, you know.
Yeah. Just waiting for him to like fully awaken as a wizard now and meet him later down the road.
And we can
Yeah,
introduce him to the dragon.
Like, yeah, we will train him up. He'll either A, be useful, or B, take a hit.
He'll
Like,
I mean, yeah, even said rope was useful. In a sense.
Gullible, useful, same thing.
Okay, so we stopping the cart and letting him on, or
Stop the cart and see what he wants.
Weiss would be very
Back
opposed
in
to
there.
this.
So you're discussing with the rest of the group that you've seen this boy again.
yeah. And you haven't told us about the other night, so I'm just like, oh, I saw that kid again. Looks like he's following us.
Why are you against it?
Because he's. You want to look after a kid?
No, I want him to die in battle and take a hit for us.
literally a single hit.
How old is he?
He looks like sort of like maybe 10.
How old are all of you?
Weiss is early 20s. I don't remember the exact number.
Okay. How old are you two?
I don't know.
More equivalent of young adult.
Yeah, you guys like adolescents. Like your trial was your coming of age. So you guys are teenagers basically,
Oh.
or you're just out there. You're now officially not teenagers anymore. You were teenagers up until
Sure.
a few weeks ago.
Because
Grown up.
I'm 16, so I wasn't sure on how close in age everyone else was to me.
We've already got one child. Why not on a second one?
Listen, why don't we get him like a dog first, or
Maybe a hamster.
Yeah, we tried that. He's here. He sucks. Fucking hate him.
You got a dragon.
you're just gonna stove him and then forget about him?
I won't. I haven't stoned a single person in my life. Thank you very much. I've missiled. I've fired. I've yeeted a couple now. Zero stoving.
That felt unnecessary That's unnecessarily personal, bringing stoving into
Can you promise me you won't stove him?
that point.
He's like, I can't promise I won't even stove you. So no, I won't promise that.
I wouldn't promise something so ridiculous.
So like, are you guys just conversing about this as the carriage sort of like walks
Yeah,
down?
yeah,
like,
pretty much.
So like when you're like that boy's following us, like so yeah, when you say that boy's following us, like any of you who like look out the back window, he's now like more obviously just like walking down the middle of the road behind you guys, and so he's getting closer, like he is gaining on you. Like you can see he's sort of double stepping a bit. Roll a perception. Anybody who's looking out that way?
Look out that way.
Dean's having a coughing fit, so not paying attention.
18.
And 14.
He looks like very like stressed and scared.
Window one. Oh my
I'm gonna lean out the window and give him the old.
I just magic this on my friend.
So yeah, I'm gonna lean out the window and give him the old like, get over here.
So he like runs up towards you guys, and he says, I need to come with you. I can't stay here.
Why?
So the
Can you see
I
him?
took care of him.
Yeah. I'll be like, do you still have the scroll?
And like you see this upon you saying that, it's like you don't need an insight check. He does not have the scroll.
Fucking get on.
Wait, what scroll? What happened?
Ask him.
He says, thank you. I won't be in any trouble. I'll pull my weight. I promise.
Listen, you little shit. The point was that you weren't meant to run away, and now you're running away.
He says, I can't go back. I'm sorry. I don't think.
What happened?
He hops up on the chair next to you, like where you're sat on the bench along the side. He like hops up like uncomfortably close to you, like thigh to thigh. And
Personal space.
and like you shove him over ever so slightly, so he's nodding. But he lets out a bit of a sigh and goes, "Oh, well, they won't be picking on me anymore."
What happened?
You at least give it to him good.
Like he gives like a happy little nod, and he says, thanks.
Do you know him?
I tried to help him out, and now I'm assuming that there's probably... You made it. Did you? It would be level 1. I'm assuming that there's 3 dead orphans.
What?
What?
Just go. Fuck this town.
When I say 3 dead orphans, I look at him to see if he like nods or not.
And he goes.
At least it wasn't 1.
What's your name?
He says, "Shrew, sir."
From now on, it's Barrymore.
All right, true.
Okay, so yeah, I like that. I think that's probably where we end the episode. You're like, "Fuck this town," as you're like rolling through the gate. Like it's the on guard. It's the guy who was on guard with Jeff when you first rolled into town, and he takes one look at you, and then like pulls the little shuttered window on the booth he's in across.
And so you can go straight out.
Yeah. And you guys roll off. So like the sun's coming up over the west, and we can sort of see Niln's rise in the distance. As you say, "Fuck this town," and then the camera sort of pans up towards the sky, and then the credit music slowly fades in.
Nice.
Perfect. Fucking terrible.
Wow. I wasn't sure we'd make it out.
Some of the worst.
Is the scroll like a single use, or has he lost it?
Yeah.
I thought he lost it at first.
He gets 1 mag.
He did not wait long, did he? Thank you.
Literally went home like, "Hey, loser!" Who's the loser now? No, we got a little brat with us.
Now we got a little. We've got 2 little brats.
He doesn't know any of you. He doesn't know that 2 of you are dragons, and that there is a dragon as well.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe that introduction.
I feel like we're just going to drop him off in Tai Cheng and then leave it.
You live here now. In 6 years, you can go on the trial.
Yeah. Shrew, you were your parents' mistake. This is our mistake.
Go on then, Gim.
His name is blank.
Give me. Up. Go on.
Oh,
then.
when you said 3 dead orphans and he said 2, you should say for now.
Don't make it 3.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh god, we've got a traumatized child now.
Maybe we just collect them.
Just-
A traumatized dragon child.
There's like a
traumatized human child.
There's like a limit of you must have this much baggage to ride.
Yeah, when they get about any baggage, yeah, just some money issues. Yeah.
You're in!
How do you feel about your father? Oh, I never had one. Get on.
Oh, that went better than expected, I suppose.
No, it didn't. I went to Suffolk. All I got were these fucking leeches, and it's not a goddamn orphan.
That's what your t-shirt says.
I mean, at the very least, we have a spare liver.
Yeah.
We didn't die!
You didn't die, this is all good.
Yeah, I found out I only have 1 liver, so I didn't even get the benefit of 2.
We didn't get killed by thugs.
They were never gonna. They were fucking shitty.
I didn't know that!
You could have just knocked him unconscious. You didn't have to separate his arm from his
You
shoulder.
made them sound tough! There were 5 of them!
They were pretty tough. Like they had 32 health each, which is not bad going.
That's fucking nothing. We killed a wyvern.
Was that so? You did 32 damage in 4 hits.
Yeah, in 4 rounds. In 4 rounds. Yeah, not only just like you only just killed them in 1 surprise round each.
I mean, as soon as we started raging, then we're in trouble, but
Yeah, that's
we
true.
didn't get there, luckily.
Just from the outside, he just puts his head in, and you hear.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Literally
we'll
within
do it now.
seconds. You just see his legs twitching from the outside. Like,
I guess as we're riding off into the distance, Whis is just standing in the back of the carriage, flipping off the guards.
tell Jeffy fucking blows.
Like
He holds the 7 arm out the window and waits.
you still got that.
Turn it into a weapon. Tie it to the end of your sword.
If you can reanimate it. Just...
Like it, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but just dragging an arm behind it. Still just bleeds constantly.